horrible things happen to innocent people. You gotta pray for more than world peace. You gotta pray for some inner peace for people, because the emotion of hate, it just shouldn't be on the news. It happens everywhere, so what's the point of putting it on the news and just facing the brutality, the harm? It doesn't even, I mean, so many people are going through these things. And sometimes innocent people get caught, and they're caught, but they haven't done anything. Oh my god. I think maybe you should, not you, I mean, anyone, I mean, we should all, who, just try to figure out if anyone's like thirsty, hungry, or the problem is, if they have a problem, they're just like, they don't trust anyone, or what's going on. Trust. And when people are like doing these horrible things, you sometimes think, wow, that person I just saw seems like that same person that did this or did that, and you're wondering, if it is the same person, was that person supposed to be out here, or are they like missing? Are they like fugitives or something? It's it's so different when it's a person that's just innocent. And I don't mean just innocent, but not in aggressive mode. God. Oh my god. I feel for all of you that might have had a moment of anger. I think anger is such a normal reaction to anger itself. To feeling, I've taken so much, I don't want to take anymore, and you just lash out. But you can't lash out physically, and you gotta watch out when you feel like lashing out verbally or communicatively. With the internet, it's so easy to make comments that might strike a nerve or might not. I remember a lady that she seemed drugged, and she kept writing to me on my curation page that I'm not using it currently. And this poor young lady, she kept saying, "I forgive you, even though you feel this." Or I'm thinking, what is she talking about? I had never written to her directly, and I have no idea what she felt, how she read what I wrote, or if she misunderstood and confused me for someone else. There was no reference, there was no thread, but I kept thinking, what did I say? How did I write it? What did she understand? And then after a while, it just stopped being able to anticipate. No matter what you think, you're thinking, I can anticipate how someone's gonna feel. They're gonna like it, not gonna like it. If it's gonna be rough, it's gonna be soft. You can't anticipate. You can't anticipate what someone's going to read into your words, because it's not someone you anticipate. unless they were in a bad mood or in a different mood than you're used to. This is so painful. I didn't experience the internet until I was 15. And before that, I had a lot of devices to write and play music and things like that. Little toys from school or from my home. I had my first computer. It was called my first computer, but it was just a digital device that you would play music on and play word games and probability games. It's actually a great toy for not only children, not only children, but adults of all ages, because it keeps you cognitively agile. It's good for your skills. I don't want to feel sad. It's like I feel sad every day. I just God rest her soul. She must have been a really good person. I believe in eternal life. I believe that the soul will last forever. It will never die. Uh, I believe in a cycle of the soul. I believe that no matter who or what, their soul can still be saved. And I believe that people who do really horrible, psychotic things, they still have a soul inside looking at it, thinking, what is going on? This is horrible. I think a lot of people are just a victim of endogenous and also other kinds of drugs. Even the internet, even studying, anything can raise dopamine. That doesn't mean everyone that uses books and that studies or uses devices and computers is going to do crazy things like that. But still, the trespassers. I think it's horrible. We always, when it comes to a person, we always want to find out who that person is because we are thinking that that person's going to do it again. I'm sorry if this offends anyone, but if there's a coconut tree and the coconut falls on someone's head, nobody cuts the coconut tree down. It keeps hitting heads, and nobody cares. But yeah, getting hit on the head with a coconut, that's a horrible thing. It leads to concussion. It can also kill a person. That doesn't excuse it. That doesn't excuse another person doing those things. But I think it's just because the thing is, people don't go after coconut trees. People don't feel like having an interaction with a coconut tree, but they do feel like having interactions with people because people need people. So, since we need each other for emergencies, for companionship, for love, for attention, for services, for everything, we can't afford to have a person just be out there hurting other people because we count on the people that are free on the streets or buildings and there's no ideology, no policies, no societal norms, no culture, nothing that can prevent these things. Ethnicity, an ethnic method, like like a religion. No, I mean, religion helps when it's some sort of underlying message that exalts people's soul. I've known a lot of people that have commented how they've left one religion or one denomination just because of little silly things, thinking, oh, that person's eyes, they look so scary, I could see fire. And another person saying, oh, but you don't know that message that they give, that's bad, that's not right. And other people just lying. So I think, oh my God, when I hear people just saying these dumb, silly things that come to their mind, that just means that there can't be one sure one sure thing in preventing these horrible things. No wonder there's been so many martyrs in the world, because they just give their lives to these horrible things, and look at the victims. They're martyrs too. They're martyrs. It's so painful. It's so painful to see these horrible things, or to know that they exist, to feel it, to imagine it, to be that sensitive. What we've lost, the people that we've lost. And the other people just walking randomly, or the other people that have not been cured, that have seen horrible things done by their own hands. We're human. I still have moments of inhumanity. But you even see some pets, like dogs, that are said to be so violent, and they are. Some are very, very violent. But when you see how they just react differently because they were raised by very nice people, teenager, family, anyone, but they were raised among humans. They're not like that. So maybe we should all just be adopted by someone who's less aggressive than we are. Someone's gonna be less angry. And by we, I just mean everyone. Everyone just be where every group of people can just be nice, and show them how to have happy thoughts, nice thoughts, to look and see not everything that's on the news is that multiple or plural, that it's one out of like 1,000 or more. Just to not be angry, just to not suffer. Well, where do you see that? Where can you find that? What is the reality? Is the reality isn't the reality more important than the mission? The mission is very important too. But we're just so imperfect, but But for these things, we can't go crazy and start making things worse and worse, because it's just, it's phenomenal. It's not. I guess that's why we have politics, ideologies, social norms, and other things that are just invasive. How do you expect to be free when free just means vulnerable to all this cycle of horror? I mean, it's first of all you have the victim, then you have the aggressor, who's a victim of their own nature. Then you have the spectator, who's watching and having negative thoughts, fear, anger, sadness, really low frequency, low energy. And then it what pushes an economic thing. The economic thing is there because people want to do something about it. They want law enforcement. They want to stop it. They want legal things. They want governmental things. They want voluntary involvement, forced involvement too. Why? Because of the victim who had no reason to lose their lives. Not even if the victim. I don't even want to think about that. Oh God, no. Like, attracting it? No. You don't. A person does not attract that, because if not, people wouldn't be in car accidents. People in car accidents, they don't want a car accident. It happens. It's not their fault. So to think that one person attracted that, it's not fair. It's not valid. Some people might attract it because it's inside their mood, a depressive or suicidal mood. Oh my God. Oh, God spare us all. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna happen every time. So no, it's not right to go and just think that. So all these emotions and all these things, that God rest the soul of the people who have lost their lives. There's a lot of mention in spiritual texts about people not being able to rest until they have uh, a type of justice. The type of justice that is real justice is for them to have their soul in peace. Maybe somewhere else, heaven as a place with God, or heaven as a place with God in their lives. But to think that peace would involve hurting another person, no. But peace would probably be making sure that the other person doesn't hurt others. Making sure the person doesn't hurt others. That even just sounds so suggestive. It's terrible. This is just terrible. I can just feel someone screaming and saying, "Can't you see?" I could imagine all the people that just want to stop. They don't really care if a person's soul goes to hell or not, because they just want it to end on this kind of world. But God does want his souls. God doesn't want his souls to be lost in damnation, annihilation. It's important to at least baptize people. Baptize them so God can have his souls, even when man takes their lives. Oh, murdering and being murdered. What would you do if you realized that we're all your children? The spectator, the victim, the assailant, everyone else too. How would you do if you realize that we're all souls? You know, one of the things that I really don't like, that I hear a lot in society, in media, in the social environment that we call media. I hear a lot of negativity against Halloween, but the word means the eve before holiness. In particular, the Day of All the Saints. It's not supposed to be anything horrible. It's supposed to be a day before a day that celebrates every holiness, every holy person that has ever existed, whether canonized or not, whether recognized or not. It's like saying it's your birthday tomorrow, and everybody thinking it's a horrible day the day before. That's not right. Is Christmas Eve a horrible day, or celebrated as a horrible day? You shouldn't even think that. So churches and other places abandon Halloween. They abandon it to evil, thinking, oh, it's a bad day. We don't celebrate that. It's a bad day. No, you're supposed to take it back. You're supposed to take it back. You're supposed to take it back and make it the eve before all holiness. The mind can do so much. I remember the show Reading Rainbow, when you would watch Mr. LeVar Burton saying, I think I'm confusing him. I didn't sleep well, so I feel sorry. I'm sorry for confusing him with someone else. I think I did confuse him with someone who had a similar voice. There was this saying that was on the same show that he would present his show, Reading Rainbow. The the show was the station PBS, Public Broadcasting System. It said, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." Uh, we see minds being wasted all the time, and I shouldn't even be crying. I shouldn't even be feeling sad. I shouldn't be a spectator. You shouldn't either, because it is wasting our minds. It's just that when you're grieving, we can't grieve because it's not healthy. Some may say, yeah, it is healthy, but okay, it is healthy as a coping skill, but not as a resolution. A resolution would be to face that the person is resting in peace. The person cannot be revived just by crying. The person can be revived by praying for their soul, knowing that it's going to happen, just rationalizing. Rational thought is much more important than grieving. The people we grieve, we knew that they were gonna be vulnerable in this world anyway. If you don't think that people are, I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but we are all vulnerable humans. People can, oh, my scalp hurts. It's not a headache, it's scalp pain. Because when you touch it, it's tender. Maybe you need to grieve and think about everything to at least mourn and feel that the person you want to be able to have human feelings for the person of in a way of love and missing and caring instead of being cold about it. But you can be cold about it if you want. You can't be cold about it because you have to keep going. It's not really coldness, it's just facing the next morning, the next day. Because you have other people to worry about, or not worry about, but care about, think about, get acquainted with. We never get enough time to know each other well. And sometimes we just feel just like, yeah, sometimes we're just in an angry mode and we don't frustrated and we can't relate, or we can't engage ourselves. Calculus, you need a lot of different books when you're doing calculus. If you can do calculus just by your head, that means you've spent a lot of time just doing that instead of other things around you because you've worked on it. But it's not right. You should be doing it with a lot of different books and papers and devices. I remember when I took calculus, I had the urge of having this type of calculator where I could just program all the keys. If I could just have that, if I could just have that. And I found something like that. It was very expensive, and I didn't spend my savings on it because I knew if I had bought it, it would have taken me a lot of time to program it, to put all the different. It Calculus was not the only class that I was taking at that time. So I was not able to concentrate on doing such a thing. But when it comes to recreating with people that you love, I mean, we're all having fake relationships. They're too, how do I put it? There's no intimacy in it. It's just superficial. Why? Because it's not deep enough. So it's not too superficial, but it's somewhat superficial. So the best relationships that you could have, you're not having it. And I'm saying that because, well, if you think about all the great things that every person has in their memories of joyful things, they're not describing it, but it's in them. They're a treasure trove, they're a treasure box, they're a treasure. But to access that treasure, the beauty of people's memories, the description of nice things, of historical things, of um, all those things just lost. Lost. Why? Because we're not accessing it. We're not using the right flashcards. We're not being mindful. We're not being nostalgic. We're not generating the right, like artificial intelligence. You tell artificial intelligence to generate something under a certain style of writing or mood, and they'll do it based on the data, and that's how we have to do it. How we have to interact. We have to interact with more sophistication of reading material, of resources. Who has time for that? It's a beautiful notion, but ideas take a process. They're not raw. They're not brutal. They're not raw. They're not crude. They take a process. And the process requires resources, and it requires time, concentration, interest. It has to pique your interest, and it has to go somewhere. It just can't be dormant. There can't be mind tricks involved either. It has to be something serious, but something pleasant, enjoyable. I'm going to use the word, it's recreational. Why? Because it's something of leisure. It's something not serious. It's something just, it's like a sport. But it's the best quality time you can have. It's the best quality time that you can have by sharing things, by having a moment of sincere love for each other, for who you are on the inside. Those awful, brutal things that happen in the world, the violence, that's not coming from the inside. That's coming from the body, not from the soul. That's coming from the programming, the torment, the confusions. It's not coming from the soul. It's coming from, well, it's coming from an automatic reaction, the fight or flight reaction, the runaway or hit. Oh, it's terrible. That desire to do violent things, that's wrong. People used to always say, well, when it comes to brutalities and hostilities, the animals only do it for food or for territory or for mating. We're human. We shouldn't be worse than animals. We should be better than animals. So it's an animal instinct to kill. It's the body. But you can't hate the body either. You can't hate the body either. You can't hate animals either. What a crazy subject. What a subject that just has no... It has no end to it. It has no structure, no end. It's completely thorough. And the words are just excess. Excess of it. I wish you a lot of peace, caring, understanding, discernment, wisdom, kindness, forgiveness, and the power of love. The power of love to heal, the power of love to defend. The power of love to do anything and everything in grace, with the grace of God. It's wow, when you're not prepared for it. Somebody has to go out and call for help. God gave us chemistry. He gave us a lot of different types of anesthesias and sleeping medication. Not to keep drugging people, but to hold them down just long enough to give them the right help. It's so easy to say that. Easier said than done. I am very disappointed. Very disappointed. I can't believe this is just out there for us to all feel horrified. What do they expect us to do? To feel glad about this? To feel entertained about it? This is horrible. This is a hard, it's not good entertainment. It's an injustice. How are we going to feel entertained by injustices? That's the hard part. That's the hard part. You just don't have enough tears for all of this. I say crying is good because it helps detoxify the brain. Great. But don't cry in front of other people. Just go to the closet, a room, whatever, and cry there. Don't let other people see you in pain unless you know for sure that it's going to be something mutually comforting. Because just crying in front of everyone, it can really, really traumatize them and make them forget that it's all in the past. Those who can do something good about this to prevent. But there's always going to be another one and another one. Just make sure it doesn't happen to you, to anyone around you. Can you really make sure of it? It's too much to ask. It's too much to ask. It's better just to know what you're doing. Be wise, be kind, be 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 healed. It's really harsh. It's really harsh because we're mourning. Let's see what the emotion frequency we're in. Emotional frequency, Tesla.
From YouTube.
Emotional frequency, Tesla pyramid.
The same confined space. There is an infinite number.
We're gonna look at the spectrum. We're gonna look at the pyramid. Can't see it. Oh, there's always so many things now. You wanna find something, you have to make a playlist for it. God bless you. Frequencies, enlightenment.
Getting that from YouTube.
I guess enlightenment is the buffer. Enlightenment. Well, check it out, okay? Take care.